Welcome to my YouTube channel, Live a Little, Love a Lot. My name is Aditi Gupta and here we are today to bring to you the story for the month of November. And the title of the story is called Whispers of Her. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, whatever you want. Chill, relax. I'm not going to take too long. Don't close this app. I'm going to start reading. The old house in Mathura had been locked for several years. When Rohan turned the key now, dust curled into the air, thick and stale. Behind him, his sister Naina shifted uneasily. They had come back only because their father was gone. Cremated 2 days ago at the banks of the Yamuna. Let's finish this quickly, she murmured. The rooms felt smaller than Rohan remembered. The walls bore the stains of dampness and the paint flaked like old skin. But it wasn't decay that made the air thick. It was memory. Rohan strolled around the drawing room. He could hear her voice, her sweet, sweet voice calling him. Bye, bye. That lovely voice never left his heart or his mind. He took a deep breath, trying to get his emotions in check. But now was not the time for confessions or to dig into the past. Naina had already enough on her plate. So did he. Rohan entered their bedroom, his mind filled with the echoes of laughter that no longer existed. He could picture his youngest sister, Ankita, sitting right there in the middle of the room, sprawled on the ground, surrounded by crayons and sheets of paper. She would always be lost in her own little world, in her world of imagination, creating beautiful drawings and pictures. Her elder sister Naina would always scold her for not tidying up. Rohan looked at himself in the tarnished mirror covered with layers and layers of dust. He opened the dressing table drawer and found pins, clips, rubber bands. A pang of guilt twisted in his chest. He always wanted to speak the truth, but he just didn't dare to deal with the outburst afterward. He sat on the edge of the bed and let the memories wash over him. Bye, come see what I've drawn. Her voice, so small, so fragile, so innocent, whispered through the room. Even after all these years, the house remembered her. And so did he. Rohan had never told anyone what he heard that night. He had been 12, in bed, reading, when he heard his father's drunken voice by the well, harsh, slurred, angry. And then came a cry, small, desperate, cut off too quickly. And after that, silence. He wanted to believe it wasn't Ankita. He wanted to believe his father hadn't, but the sound lodged in his chest and never left. In the days that followed, whispers spread through the neighborhood. Harmless at first and then cruel. Oh well, just another girl. Someone said, shaking their head. Their father's temper was legendary. His disappointment was heavier than any grief. Rohan had overheard fragments of his mother's sobs, words he never understood back then. He told me so many times we couldn't afford her. If only she'd been a boy. He understood now. Ankita hadn't vanished into the night. She had been erased by it. Every time he opened his mouth to speak, fear sealed it shut. Fear of breaking the family apart. Fear of confirming the unthinkable. And so the silence grew into roots. It had been 24 years since their little sister vanished. Ankita had been 6 years old, wild, restless, joyful, always full of life, always running around barefoot in the courtyard. That late summer evening, Naina had called her because it was time for bed. But little Ankita did not answer. Naina called out again, knowing that this time she would get a response. At first they laughed, thinking she was playing or maybe hiding. They searched the bedrooms, the kitchen, the front yard and the courtyard. They searched the neighbors, the gardens, the empty lanes, but the fear and panic struck when their slippers were found near the well damp with mud. Their mother screamed until her voice broke. The police arrived, sniffer dogs were deployed, reports were filed, interrogations were conducted among family, friends, neighbors, but no body was found. No note, no answers, no clues. She was just gone. Now, in present, Naina opened the trunk and froze. Inside lay a small, tiny box, a tin box. She lifted it gently. Her fingers trembled. She opened the box to find marbles dulled by time and a folded page. A child's sketch depicting lopsided houses, two stick figures holding hands, and the third, a smaller one trailing behind. And at the bottom, in crooked letters, Ankita was spelled. Naina pressed the paper to her chest. He kept this, she whispered. After all these years, Papa kept this. Rohan's stomach twisted. To Naina, the box meant love, remembrance. But to him, it felt like proof that his father carried guilt, not grief. You know, I always wanted to ask you something, but I've always held back. Naina's eyes were sharp. You were the last person to see Papa that night. I know there's something more to this story. There has to be. Please. Rohan swallowed hard. The truth clawed at his throat. He saw again the shadow by the well, the muffled cry, the silence that followed. He wanted to speak of it. He wanted to set himself free. But he looked at his sister, her face lined with years of unanswered questions, and the words died on his tongue. We don't talk about it anymore, he said flatly. Evening bled into night. They stepped outside together, standing in the courtyard. The old mango tree loomed, its branches gnarled, its roots breaking through the soil. Years ago, police dogs had scratched at the ground beneath it, but nothing was found. The air was thick with the smell of mud. Rohan's gaze was fixed at the spot for a moment, just for a moment. He thought he saw a shape crouched in the shadow, small, waiting, watching. He blinked at the ground, and it was bare. Beside him, Naina whispered, "Sometimes I still hear her at night, calling my name." Rohan closed his eyes. The truth pressed against his chest, begging to be spoken. But as always, silence won. When they left, Naina turned the key in the lock. The click echoed through the courtyard, final sharp, just like the crack of wood in a funeral pyre. And inside the house, the shadows thickened, guarding the secret of the child who had never come home. And that's the end of the story. If you liked it, do share it. I think this is a story which needs to be shared. It is something that needs to be spoken about and needs to be given attention. Do share it with your friends, family. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please drop a comment, sharing your thoughts and views about this issue. Stay tuned for the next one. Take care.